Don't talk about it. Be about it. Fellas, let's have a real talk about the distinction between running your mouth and actually putting in the work to create positive change and results in your life. I'm referring to the idea of don't talk about it. Be about it. It might seem to be no more than a catchy saying. But if you unpack it from the lens of emotional intelligence and healthy masculinity, it reveals some profound wisdom for building self-ownership and sustainable habits of personal responsibility. On the most basic level, this principle gets at the core difference between daydreaming, bragging about your plans, or even venting and actually taking action on your present reality. It's the disconnect between all the times we intellectually process our problems or vocalize our goals out loud versus the much rarer occasions when we harness that mental energy into consistent, disciplined effort. We've all been there, right? Saying we want to get in shape, attract a great partner, advance our career, be a better person, etc. But then ultimately letting those stated desires remain just that empty words that provide a fleeting emotional boost in the moment without any true follow-through or sacrifice behind them. As men, this tendency to prioritize talking over doing can be extra tempting. We're socially conditioned to see verbal expression as a marker of confidence and charisma. Shooting the shit with our friends or partners about our lofty plans can temporarily satiate the part of us that wants to project capability and assuredness. But if we're not careful, an unhealthy over-reliance on that mental masturbation can emerge. An addiction to the fleeting charge of arrogantly musing about our aspirations without having to actually risk failure or experience growing pains by earnestly pursuing them. That's where the principle of don't talk about it, be about it really separates the pretenders from the emotionally intelligent men of true conviction. It calls you to put your money where your mouth is. To take radical responsibility for your words by infusing them with aligned action and authentic inner work. Now don't get me wrong, there's definitely value in processing verbally as you unpack your thoughts and plan your approach. Talk is an important investigative tool on the pathway to purposeful conduct. But emotionally aware men recognize the pivotal divergence where that talk transitions into purposeless theorizing or grandstanding instead of building momentum. They have the self-awareness to catch themselves in the expressive loop and spark productive change. Taking ownership for your dreams and challenges means taking the next rigorous step. It's doing the meal prep rather than just saying you'll eat healthier. It's going to the gym session even when you're unmotivated rather than just talking about wanting to get fit. It's speaking up and taking a stand in tense situations rather than just lamenting injustice after the fact. At its core, don't talk about it, be about it encapsulates a spirit of personal accountability and taking the bigger emotional risk of leaning into discomfort. It's about recognizing that dreams alone don't create transformation, you have to live into them through blood, sweat, and tears. Now to be clear, this principle doesn't mean eliminating talk or visualization altogether. Those mental processes can be productive parts of achievement when balanced properly. But the key distinction is that for emotionally intelligent men, talk is the means to an end, not the end itself. You use your ability to ponder and express as a launchpad into diligent daily aligned effort. Not as a form of procrastination that lets you feel like you symbolically did something by running your mouth when in reality you're just blowing smoke up your own ass and everyone else's. So in that sense, don't talk about it, be about it is a call to embody much healthier masculinity than the socialized habits of posturing or hollow boasting. It's about standing in your integrity and having your walk match your talk, without ulterior motives or false bravado. Instead of needing to impress for the sake of ego, you emanate a quiet confidence from your self-generated sense of purpose and steadfast ownership over your commitments. You don't need to compensate with loud expressions of intent because the proof is evident through your demonstrated actions, discipline, and steady dedication to evolving day by day. That's the self-possession and centered awareness of a man who isn't just in love with potential, but makes the emotional choice to roll up his sleeves and deal with the obstacles, tedious steps, and mundane persistence needed to reach that potential. A man of true self-respect and dignity. Now ultimately, walking this talk is going to involve some level of verbal processing and social accountability. That's okay, even advisable. Just notice the distinction between using chat as a means to prepare versus a crutch to lull yourself into complacency. Maybe you share your goals with friends who will check in and keep you honest. Or you state your intentions to a partner so you have external pressure to stay on track. Heck, even affirmations and self-coaching out loud can help reinforce the inner messaging to get out of discursive mental loops. The key is that talk is in service of inspired doing, not a replacement for it. Your words translate into behavior, not inconsistent theoretical grandstanding that makes your mouth a useless hole. At the end of the day, you want to be able to look at yourself in the mirror with self-respect. A sense of pride from your ability to set ambitious goals and show up consistently to make them reality. That level of personal ownership is what builds true masculine confidence and charisma on an unshakable emotional foundation. Remember, talk is cheap unless it leads to action. Process and visualization can be powerful preludes, but they're only half the battle. Keep leaning into developing the self-awareness to audit when things drift into procrastination and commit to being about what you say you're about. The goal is to progress beyond just benefiting from the validation of hearing yourself speak your intentions out loud. You want to take radical responsibility for what comes after those words leave your mouth. To inhabit your full integrity by translating talk into purposeful conduct again and again through emotional intelligence and disciplined follow-through. Because that's what positive masculinity built on true self-acceptance looks like. It's all about unapologetically doing the day-to-day reps to elevate yourself rather than endlessly musing and seeking external affirmation. That's emotional mastery in motion, my brothers. Don't just talk about it. Be about it.